Hi, welcome to Unifying Vision and Language Tasks via Text Generation. This is a paper by Cho, Lei, Tan, and Bunsell, and I'll be reviewing it. My name is Shamoon Siddiqui. So this is a paper um, by these folks at Chapel Hill, and this is a very recent paper as of February 4th, 2021. So the problem that they're tackling is what's known as vision and language. There's various vision and language problems, and most of those are solved by specific architectures or specific fine-tuning of base models to solve very specific tasks. So one of the problems there is if you have a new task, you have to do some more pre-training. So if task one finally works, you have to do a lot more pre-training to get task two to work. In this paper, they evaluated 7 tasks, and they make the distinction between generative and discriminative models, which we'll get into. So as an example of what we say when we mean tasks, when we're discussing vision and language problems. So here we have this image, which is the vision part. Our model has identified 3 areas of interest, the blue box 1, the red box 2, and the yellow box 3. So here we see 4 tasks, multimodal language model, where we're asking it to predict what's text 1 and text 2 based on context. So we're asking blank is blank over the fire hydrant, and we see that the output here is text 1 is man and text 2 is jumping. So correctly identified what exactly is happening and who is doing it. Another task, and we'll get into this a little bit, is visual question answering, where we can ask a natural question, what is the man jumping over? And the answer will be given fire hydrant. Then there's a visual grounding task, which asks what something is and where it might be relative to something else. So here in this example, it's asking where is the yellow fire hydrant, and the output is text, which is saying viz underscore 3, which is a token to represent the box labeled 3. And we'll get into these tasks. So what are these tasks? So we just talked about visual question answering. Here they looked at the VQA and GQA dataset, and the model has to look at a picture and figure out context and answer a question. So as an example, what is the man holding? And there's a few answers here, multiple choice options, and the model has to give a correct answer. In this case, I believe it's bananas. Second task is natural language visual reasoning. We're given some image or 2 images, figure out if it's true or not true. So this is a little bit more abstract. In the first example, we have there are 2 towers with the same height, but their base is not the same color. That is true. The second task, there's a box with 2 triangles of the same color, nearly touching each other. So that does not appear to be the case here. So that's false. Another task is referring expression comprehension, which is called ref coco G. And this is a visual grounding task where it tries to figure out what object is where. So some contextual comprehension there. So in the middle here we have the woman is on the right in a white shirt. One of the more complicated tasks is visual common sense reasoning. Here it's not enough to simply ask a question. It also has to choose a rationale. So you'll have a question with 4 answers and 4 rationales, and not only does the model have to guess correctly what the question is asking, but also why. So the example here, why is person 4 laughing at person 1? Well, the answer is easy enough, but the rationale is the interesting part. Something that's actually being done a lot more now is image captioning. Just plainly given an image, can we figure out some sort of automated caption? Finally, multimodal machine translation. So here they specifically used English to German, and like most translation, they use the blue score to figure out how accurate it is using the multi-30K dataset. So given a picture of something and a caption of something with the model, can we translate it to a new language? So this is using multiple modalities, the image and the language, to figure out how to best translate it. So in this paper, the models they actually used generative. So specifically, in the bottom you see visual grounding, colon, fire hydrant, and then a visual embedding, where the visual embedding is just basically feature extraction mechanism for various IDs, regions of interest within the picture. So then it's an autoregressive text decoder, which will generate the text sequence. So again, the key innovation here is it's purely text in and text out with the embedding added. Normally, when you have models that try to solve these tasks, they're trained specifically for those tasks. So the two models they created or expanded on were T5 and BART. These are existing models. They expanded on them, which is why they call it VL, vision and language. And these are both transformer-based methods. Now, it's important to note here that the differences in T5 and BART are pretty minor. So the key innovation here was a unified learning objective. So at the top, for example, you might have multiple heads for different tasks in a transformer-based model. Here, what they've done is they said, if we can frame our problem as consistent text, we can use a language model with all the heads that it may require to be used. So ideally, a single model, which is why it's unified, can learn multiple tasks. So with that, thank you, and feel free to ask any questions.